Good morning, everyone. So we'll do a nice warm up, and we'll start this morning by either on your knees, if you can see me. My bottom is on my heels, or if you're comfortable, you can come into a seated position, so just a simple cross-legged position. And I'll sit this way just so you can see my spine. We're quite familiar with this one. It's almost like a seated or a kneeling cat and cow. So connecting to your breath, have long arms. Your arms are straight. Inhale, bend your elbows into your waist and chin up, and see the arch in my spine. So really want to exaggerate the arch in the spine. Exhale, pull back. And pulling back, there's just a few things. You want your arms really straight, your fingers grip around your knees, and your chin is in, and you're breathing into the back rib cage. Inhale and exhale here. Inhale, arching the spine, chin up. So exaggerate the arch in the spine, elbows into the waist. Exhale, pull back. So pulling back, you really round the upper back, and your shoulders come up around the ears. You know, generally in life we're always told to pull the shoulders down, which we do. But this one, bring your shoulders right up to your ears, and inhale, chin up. Arch spine, elbows in. Exhale, pull back. We'll start to build up a nice rhythmic movement now. The spinal fluid starts to move. Back muscles opening. And you're also rocking backwards and forwards on your tailbone, which is the last point of connection to the brain. Maybe we forget that. The tail and the crown of the head is the whole spinal area. Inhaling and exhaling. Exhale to pull back. Inhale to come up, chin up. And we'll keep moving through this. So we'll do another 10. Inhale. Exhale. Just close your eyes. Feel the rhythm of your body. Number 5, 1, 2, exhale, pull back. 3, inhale, look up. Or closed eyes. 4, and 5. On the 5th one, or the 10th one of this one, pull back, so really pull your arms long, grip around your knees, chin in. Exhale, spine is straight. Inhale, right hand forward, left hand behind you. Both arms are long and you're on your fingertips, like spider fingers, and you're twisting your right rib cage around, looking over your right shoulder. Deepen the twist. Exhale, left hand behind your back. See if you can grip into your thigh. I'll come to face you. So if you can grip into the thigh, it's just moving that elbow around. And right hand over your left knee. Bend that elbow, the right elbow a little more. If it's a bit tricky to hold on to the thigh, if it's not reaching, it's okay. You can keep the arm behind you or just behind the back. Just it enables a little bit more twist. So both elbows are bent now. Stay here, bring your weight forward. Looking over the left shoulder. You can do this on your knees as well, so you can do this kneeling if you're kneeling. Inhale, lift the spine, exhale to twist. So we'll start with left hand in front of you, right hand behind you, lift the spine, just to get that lift, but tuck tailbone and pubic bone. So have your inner core, so like your core connected. Look over the right shoulder. Inhale, lift the spine. Exhale, deepen the twist. So right arm behind your back, or if you can go deeper, holding onto the thigh or the inner side. Left hand outside right knee. And bend both elbows. Inhale to lift. Exhale, twist. So the intention is your left rib cage, the navel is twisted to the right. Look over the right shoulder. So holding it here for a few breaths. Close the eyes. Just engage with your sit bones. So press down with your sit bones. Inhaling and exhaling as you twist a little deeper as you look over your right shoulder. Unravel the twist. Exhale, coming forward. As we come forward, if you're not in a seat, come into a seat and have your heels, I don't know if you can see my heels, have your heels away from you and your right leg is crossed over the left shin. Inhale, rising up the arms, pressing up, exhale, forward fold, and you're just coming forward and looking at the space between your hands and you're on your fingertips. So I'll come to face my mat now. This one is that your feet are flexed and you pull your sit bones back. Feel a quiet and nice, it's kind of warm, even burning sensation in the buttocks. The flesh and the muscles and the glutes. Lengthen the spine, round the sit bones. Exhale, walk your fingers further forward, bring your chin in. Lengthening through the spine. So the spine is really long and straight. Exhale, release. And simply switching legs. So left shin over right. The heels are away from you and your heels are under your knees. Lengthen your spine. Inhale, rising up with the arms. Tuck tailbone and pubic bone in. Exhale, press up to the ceiling. Shoulder blades down the back, chin in. Exhale, come forward. So just checking in which side feels a little bit more intense. Which side, maybe this side feels a little softer and you can go a little bit further forward. So let's really feel into the traction here. So the traction is that you press your sit bones back. You bring your chest through the arms. And the spine is long. There's also traction here because your chin is neutral and also slightly in. The crown reaches forward, but your sit bones press down. Through this, the body should be softening a bit. So let's lift the chest and walk our hands a little further forward. Chin in now. Your feet are flexed as well, so make sure your feet are flexed. Good, good. Exhale, release. Well done, straighten the legs. Let's have the hands back and separate your feet mat width apart and just rotating your ankles. Turn your big toes in toward each other and the other way. All right, bend the knees and we'll come into a squat. So to squat, you can have your feet mat width apart and simply, you might be here, or if you can come down further, have your feet more narrow and just coming in with your chest between your legs. And again, that traction is, as you thread your arms through, you're on your fingertips and you bring your bottom back. So you're dropping your bottom down to the ground. Your chin is in. So the traction is your fingers reach forward, but your buttocks reaches back. Then keep the breath smooth, long, and even. So good, this one, to release the lower spine. If the chin is in, you find that you're stretching the upper back as well. And now come into prayer pose, Anjali Mudra, into the chest. Lengthen your spine now, and the traction here now is your outside arms press into your inner calves, and your calves press into your inner arms. So it's an inward and an outward pressure. And releasing this now, place the hands flat to the ground. Start to bring your chest on your bent knees, or particularly your rib cage onto your top thighs. Thumbs are into the elbow creases. And just Let's be here for a few breaths. So the reason why I'm starting with bent knees is just so you can really round the upper back and allow the upper back muscles to release, the spine to release, the blood flow coming to the face. And now just start to straighten the legs, bring the weight forward, and bring your elbows closer to the ground. And just slightly sway from forwards and backwards. Not your legs, I mean your arms. So the elbows are swaying backwards and forwards. Straighten the legs more. If you can come onto your fingertips, inhale. Feel free to bend the knees. Flat back. So this is like up into halfway lift. Exhale, straighten the legs if you can. Have the feet slightly closer, not necessary to touch. Hands flat if we can, forehead down. Let's bend the knees. Bring your weight forward. Hold on to the ankles. Exhale, straighten the legs even more. So the elbows are out to the side. Inhale, halfway lift. So your hands are on the front of your shins. Halfway lift with legs long. Exhale, forward fold. Elbows bend, forehead into the chin. Bring your weight forward this time. Forward onto the balls of your feet. Inhaling and exhaling. This time we're going to come up, but place your hands onto your shins, straighten the spine, arms long. See if you can straighten your legs as you bring your hands up towards the upper shins under your knees. So really flattening the spine. So your sit bones are very high. Just really feel that energy in the back body. Exhale here to empty. Inhale to rise. Arms above the head, interlace fingers. Push up to the ceiling, chin down. A little gentle back bend. Exhale. And coming to the front of our mat as you bring the arms down. We're just coming to a side. We often do these ones. These are fantastic to open up the back body. So slide the left hand down, right arm comes up and over. So really exaggerate, I'll come to face you. So really exaggerate your left hip pulling in and your right hip presses out. If you have a shoulder injury at any point or anything going on in the shoulders that's too painful to bring the arm over the head, you can bring the hand to the hip. And from here, you continue to work right hip pressing out, left hip in. Exhale to empty. Inhale, rising up with the left arm. Squeeze your quadriceps just to activate your legs, wake them up. Inhale to lift. Exhale, top arm over the ear or your left hand to hip. Looking into the armpit and then look up towards the hand. So again, just make sure that right hip is pushing in and the left hip out. Breathing here. Really press as deep as you can. Exhale, lowering. And release. Let's come to the top of the mat and release through the upper back. So interlace fingers. Pull the arms down. And squeeze your quadriceps. So it's quite a strong back bend. If that's too strong, just bring your hands onto your hips and push your hips forward. Otherwise, keep interlacing and keep pressing your fists or your interlaced fingers down towards the middle of your thighs. Chin in. Exhale, reversing. So again, if this is too strong, just bring your hands to your hips. Top arms up and over. And releasing, coming up straight spine, coming into Samasthiti, standing with stillness. So big toes are touching. Fingertips come down to the ground. So you feel like they're soft, but there's activity here. Close the eyes and start to connect your tailbone and pubic bone. So feel this inner connection And as the eyes are closed, you're gazing inwardly through the eyebrow center. And now start to connect to the flow of your inhalation, the count of 4. Pause. Exhaling, the count of 4. Gazing at the eyebrow center. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. And keeping that breath count one more round. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Bring the hands into prayer. Anjali Mudra in front of the heart space. And bowing the mind towards the heart. Just perhaps setting an intention for your practice this morning. Something that you would like to probably maybe feel at the end of the practice, or something you can dedicate your practice to. And we'll open with one long arm. Inhale. Enjoy your practice, everyone. Thumbs touch the eyebrow center in gratitude and acknowledging all of the teachers before us and ourselves for showing up. Always so good to acknowledge yourself and appreciate yourself for showing up. Exhale to empty. Inhale, rising up. Gentle back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Place the palms flat, forehead to the knees. Bend the knees if you need, but just bring your weight forward. Really bring the weight forward. Inhale, halfway lift, so you're on your fingertips. You're looking up through the eyebrow center. Your spine is flat, your thighs are long, your hamstrings are opening. Exhale, right knee back, right knee to the ground. Stay with fingertips onto the ground. Just breathing here for a moment. So do your best not to collapse. So collapsing is not relaxing. So we're still relaxing in the posture, but we're putting a bit of effort. So you're pressing your fingertips to the ground, you're pressing your right hip forward. And you're rolling your right hip slightly down. I'm going to exaggerate it so you see what it looks like. So you really roll your right hip down. Right. So spine is long, arms are active, fingertips press down so you get that length in the spine. Turn out your left foot and bring your chest forward. So you can really turn your left knee right out. If you can come onto the forearms, come onto the forearms. And thread your chest forward. So this is the traction. You bring your chest forward, but your buttocks back. So you can do this with fingertips as well. Good. Straighten your left foot, coming into high plank. Inhale. Staying in high plank. Exhale, tuck tailbone. So we'll work through high plank. So bring the knees to the ground. We'll start it into baby plank. So bring your chest forward and tap your tailbone under. Keep bringing your shoulders over your wrists and tap your tailbone under. So that is the feeling of plank. So now bring your right foot back. You're on the ball of the foot, squeeze your quadricep. And now bring your left foot back on the ball of the foot. Great. So that's the same activity. Knees to the ground, bottom onto the heels. Inhale, look between the hands. Exhale, cobra. Point the toes, coming onto the forearms. 3 breaths here. So again, press your elbows down, lift your forearms up. So you get to feel the activity in the spine, particularly the thoracic spine. Point the toes, roll your inner thighs in. So really activating the lower back. And you're using the legs. Let's even bring your thighs off the mat. And to bring your thighs off the mat, press the tops of your feet down. Press your elbows down to really activate. Exhale, release. Hands back under the rib cage. You can bend your knees if you like. Bottom onto the heels, or just come straight into down dog. Exhale, 5 breaths. 1. So come back to the 4 count of inhale. Exhale, full count. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, looking between your hands, your right foot forward, left knee to the ground. You're on your fingertips, threading the chest forward, spine straight. Inhaling and exhaling. Turning out your right foot this time and bring your chest forward. So the chest is forward and roll your left hip down. If you can come onto the forearms, come into the forearms. Breathe in here. Go to the first side of the first round. We're just taking it a little bit slower. Go and start to come out of it. So walk your hands forward. Square off your right foot. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Straighten that leg. And lifting the left foot to meet the right. Big toes touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale to heart. Squeeze the quadriceps without squeezing your toes. Reds. Left side. Inhale, rising up. Squeeze the quadriceps. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back. Chest forward, shoulder blades. Really feel your shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, left knee back, left knee to the ground. This time, hands to hips. Right, so as your hands are on your hips, if that's still too strong this morning, just keep your hands to the ground. Always work in a safe zone, not necessarily a comfortable zone, but a safe zone for you each and every time. So just stay here wherever you are. And releasing, hands flat, step back, high plank. Let's go into baby plank again, just so we really feel it. So your fingers are spread wide. Bring your chest forward so your shoulders are over your wrist. Now tuck tailbone and pubic bone. Keep bringing your chest forward. Really building a lot of great bone density in our wrists and our arms. Good, so keep bringing the chest forward, keep rounding, so to round, tuck, tail and pubic bone. Now straighten your left leg this time, push into the ball of the foot, straighten your right leg, push into the ball of the foot, holding it here for 1, holding it for 5, for 2, for 3, for 4, and 5. Bend the knees, bottom back onto the heels, exhale, come forward. Inhale to rise, cobra. Each time in cobra, you can come with straight arms as well, or just simply onto the forearms. So choosing your option. Work within comfortable, but not too comfortable, so you're not relaxing, but still you're active. So you don't want to be collapsing. So not to collapse, let's try that again. Lift your forearms, push your elbows down. Activate your shoulder blades. You really want your shoulder blades to work towards your spine. Point your toes to activate your thighs. Breathe in here. Inhale and exhale. Lift the chest. Good. Bring your chest forward, looking up. Exhale, releasing. Hands beside the rib cage. Bend the knees if you like, or balls of the feet. Exhale, down dog. Connecting to your breath, inhaling and exhaling for 5, for 4, 3, inhale for 4, exhale for 4, for 2, so really empty the mind as you exhale, and 1. Inhale, looking between your hands, left foot forward, right knee to the ground. You can keep the hands here if you like, but keep the spine long so you thread your chest forward or hands to hips. Inhaling and exhaling. Place the hands, frame the foot, come onto the ball of the back foot, right foot forward, Right foot meets the left, big toes touch. Inhale, legs long, straight if we can. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees if you need. Just bring the weight forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Bring your hands back to heart. Second round on the right side. Inhale, lifting up. So let's stay here for a moment. Your hands can be on your hips if you like, and you can press your hips forward. Just really feel that your hips are coming forward, forward, forward. If your arms are back, exhale now, forward fold, opposite direction. Palms are flat. Bend the knees if you need. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, right knee back. Different variations now. Just bring the hands to hips. So second round, right side. Just breathing here. Right hand comes down, modified side twist. Left arm comes up. You can keep the hand on the hip if there's any injuries in the shoulders. Just feeling that there. Check in to see how this side feels. Roll your right hip down. Good. Now this time the left hand comes to little toe side of your foot, right arm to ceiling. I always find this side always a little bit more stronger. You can really allow to pull here, allows the chest to open more. And really feel like someone's pulling your fingertips up to feel the reach. Feel that traction, so your right hip pulls down and left fingertips pull up. Feel that traction moving in opposite directions. Exhale, frame your foot. Let's come onto the ball of the back foot now. Stronger variation of the side twist. So keep in mind if it's too strong, keep your knee to the ground. It's okay to do 2 rounds. So right hand is on the ground, left hand to tailbone. And now bring your left hand up. Exhale. Keep your legs straight, right arm up now. So your right knee is off the ground, leg is straight. Keep feeling that traction. Exhale. High plank or baby plank. Choose your option. Just make sure your chest is over your wrist, shoulders over the wrist. Exhale, knees to the ground, bottom onto the heels. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, your choice, forearms or straight arms. 3 breaths, inhaling. Exhale to empty. Hear the sound in the back of your throat. As you inhale and exhale, point the toes. Really activate your upper back. 1 more breath, inhale. Exhale, release. Coming down, not coming out of it yet. Bring your hands behind you and lift your arms, but press the tops of your feet down. Lift up. Variation of Salabhasana. So lower back is activated. To do this, push your tailbone down. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, place the hands beside the ribcage, bottom back onto the heels. Let's have a breath here. Look between your hands. And coming in, down dog, 5 breaths. Exhale. Inhale for 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. And 1. Inhale, look between the hands. Turn your right foot out this time. Left foot comes forward, preparing for warrior 1. So before we come up, we're going to bring our hands to your hips. And now bring your hands to your shoulders. Good. Twist, not twist, but square off your chest. So if your hands are in front of you, which actually just do that. Yep. So your hands are being squared off now. And you bring your hands back to your shoulders. So you want your chest squaring off. Now activate your back thigh by pressing into your heel, lifting up the arms. You can have the hands apart. If the shoulders aren't tight, hands together. Warrior one. 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Really work the legs. Lunge deeper. Press into the back foot. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now come forward. Hands to hips. Looking up. Looking down now to your big toes. Turn your big toes in. Squeeze your thighs up. Press your pinky bone and tailbone forward. Exhale, forward fold. So as you look forward, forward, forward now, this is the gateway that the crown is going to come to the ground. So your hands are squeezing into your belly, your spine is long, and the crown is coming down. Just place the hands onto your mat, shoulder width apart, elbows in toward each other. And bring your weight forward. So you really bring your weight forward onto the balls of the feet. Crown comes to the ground. Bend your knees if you like. If you're quite hypermobile in your knees, just bend the knees a micro bend. Keep breathing in and breathing out. So much so that you can bring your weight forward and eventually the crown might come to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Stay here. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, coming up. Good, well done. And let's turn your foot back to the front. Frame your foot. Stepping back, high plank. Let's clear this side. As you come into high plank or baby plank, tuck tailbone and pubic bone, either or. Exhale, knees to the ground. Bottom onto the heels, look forward, cobra. Inhale, exhale. The cobra, you can come onto your fingertips, flat hands, forearms. 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale. Let's now focus with the legs in cobra. So roll your feet in, so you activate your buttocks. Looking over your right shoulder. As you look over your right shoulder, see if you can see your right heel. If not, you might need to move your heels into the center line. Exhale. Inhale, look over your left shoulder. Good. And see if you can see your left heel. So really turn your eyes, so yoga for the eyes. Give them a good stretch, your eyeballs. Good. Look forward. Exhale. Bottom back onto the heels. Downward dog. Exhale. Opposite side now. Right foot turns in. Left foot comes forward. Hands to hips. Warrior one. Hands onto your shoulders. Let's work the legs in warrior one. Bend your front knee. So lunge. Press back. Work so into the ball of the back foot. And when you're on the ball of the back foot, really press into the blade, the little toe side of your foot. Hands coming up, hands separate if your shoulders are tight, or looking up. Inhale and exhale. For 5. Inhale, exhale. Stay with me for 2, for 3, for 4, and 5. Straight arms. Hands to hips. Turning in your toes. So I'll come to face you. Second variation this time. Inhale, tuck tailbone and pubic bone. Looking up, press forward, forward, forward. Exhale, slide your hands down your thighs, your left, your shin, until you reach a point. Either it's your shins, your ankles, or even the space between your big toe and little toe. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. So elbows are out to the side. Bring your weight forward, 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 forward. The strength of your legs will stop you falling. So it's really squeeze your quadriceps and bring your weight onto the balls of your feet. Good. And now bring the crown down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to hips. Stay here. Pull your sit bones up, flatten your spine. Inhale, coming up. Straighten the arms. Exhale, frame your foot. Exhale. High plank. Well, you might be ready for a chaturanga now. Otherwise, knees to the ground, cobra. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Or bend the knees now, or downward dog. Exhale. 5 breaths. Inhaling. Exhale to empty. Really focus on exhaling. Lengthen the exhalation. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Really long, extended exhalations. One more long deep breath in. Exhale. Looking between your hands. Left foot forward. Right knee to the ground. We'll finish this side with this round. Hands to hips. Just feeling into that right side of the hip. Modified twist. Right hand comes down. Left hand comes up. Exhale. Opposite side now. Inhale. Left hand down. Right hand up. Feel that twist. Exhale. Coming into the full variation now. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Good. Right hand is down, left hand to tailbone. So lengthen your right leg. Arm coming up, left arm. Exhale. Left hand to the ground, right arm up. Holding it here a bit longer. Inhaling and exhaling. And release. Now coming out of this, bring your right foot to meet the left. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, coming into the heart space. One more round of Chandra Namaskar. And we'll do different variations now. Inhale, rising up. Gentle back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Will be really warm now. We can move through it. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right knee back, right knee to the ground. Either hands to hips or full Chandra Namaskar. So palms together or palms apart. You can bring your chin down to start with and really lengthen back. So the traction here is you pull your shoulder blades down the back and fingertips reaching up. Exhale. Good. Twisting. Right hand outside, left hand to tailbone. Or lifting up right arm. Let's go together. That's it. Right arm. Bend the elbow. And twisting this way. Press your right hips forward, forward, forward. Or bring the hips forward. Good. Now just slide your right knee forward to a little bit closer. Lift the rib cage around and see if you can bring your armpit, that's it, armpit over. And then fingertips down, it's a stronger twist. So stay with your variation if that works. Unravel. Exhale, come to high plank or baby plank. Good. Knees to the ground, bottom onto the heels, cobra pose, inhale. Exhale, let's stay here for a moment. Just bring your hands forward. So not doing cobra, different back bend now. A little bit stronger as well, a lot more warmer. So we'll do a modified variation. Left hand out in front of you. You're on your fingertips of the left hand. Right hand reaches to the ankle. And we call this Dhanurasana. So lifting up. Point the toes of the right foot and lift your thigh away from the mat. So your thigh is fully off your mat. Exhale, switch sides. Right arm. You're on the fingertips of your right hand. grabbing onto the ankle. Inhale. Exhale. Left thigh moves away, pointing the toes of the left foot. And you move your chest away as well. Exhale. And release. Just have a little moment. You can make a pillow with your hands. Breathing into the belly and breathing out. Breathing into the belly. Exhale, release. So full Dhanurasana is holding onto both ankles. If that's too strong, please just do 5 breaths on what we just did. So chin comes down, your heels to the buttocks. Just give it a go and see what you can do. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest, point the toes, thighs move away from the mat. And your arms are long, and you lift your thighs up, 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 up. And you kind of rock forward, so you bring your chest forward. Exhale, lowering down. Make a pillow with your hands and your ear to the opposite side. So long, smooth, deep breathing. So here you can collapse a little. I'll talk about making sure you can relax but not collapse. Collapsing isn't relaxing, but we can relax here completely. Just letting the body go. One more round. Give it a go or come into the modification. Bend the knees, hold the ankles. Chest and chin is on the ground. Heels are on the buttocks. Inhale. Exhale, point the toes. Lift the thighs away from the mat. Lift the chest. Not necessarily lifting the chin. We don't want to strain the neck. So the chin is neutral and it's just your eyeballs looking up to the center. Inhale, lifting up, straight arms, open the chest, beautiful chest opener. Exhale, well done. Good. Place the hands bottom onto the heels. Let's stay here into baby pose, forehead down, hands beside the body. Exhale. So inhale for 4, exhale for 4. And now coming out of it, place the hands, downward dog, exhale. Right. So as we bring your right foot forward this time, moving into triangles, so a different way to go into it. So basically, we're going to unravel from the ground up. So Trikonasana, hand to tailbone, squeeze the quads, and open up your chest. So your left hand is on your tailbone, your right hand is on the shin. And now bring the top arm up. But as you bring that top arm up, pull your shoulder blade. Your left shoulder blade, pull that shoulder blade into the spine. Only if you know you can go lower, start to lower your right hand to the ankle, or you can grip onto the big toe, space between big toe and the second toe. Holding it here. So finding our stability when we hold postures longer, we become more grounded in the mind and stable and strong in the body. Even though it can be challenging, the body might shake or there's resistance in the mind, just acknowledge that. Just, okay, it's okay, that's happening, and you'll soon come out of it. Top arm over the ear. So top arm over the ear is a side triangle. So bring your tailbone toward me and your pubic bone. Look into the armpit and then look along the inner arm. And feel the traction. Feel like someone is pulling your fingers away from you as you pull your hip forward, forward, forward. And release. Unravel. Frame the foot. Step back. High plank. Knees to the ground. Bottom onto the heels. Inhale, cobra. Exhale. So let's all try this one. So it's like a gentle up dog. So straight arms. Don't bring your shoulders up to your ears, I'm exaggerating. Pull your shoulder blades down your back. Come onto the balls of your feet and press the balls of the feet down to lift your hips forward. That's it. And keep doing that until you feel you're at your challenged point. Press the balls of the feet down, lift your hips forward. Now come onto the balls of the feet. Keep your thighs off the mat. Squeeze your quadriceps and see how that feels. That's quite a variation of an up dog. Then bring your hips forward, look up, lower the hips to the ground, point the toes and stay here. It's a variation of an up dog and a big opening cobra. Good, releasing the chest down to the ground, lower down, coming into a child's pose now. So your hands are on your rib cage, bend the knees, bottom onto the heels. Just rest the spine. Integrate this posture, exhale. So your forehead's down and just breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, good news, we've only got one more side to go. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot forward and moving into Trikonasana triangle from the ground up. So turn your back foot out, so your right toes turned out. Hand onto shin, left hand to shin, right hand on tailbone. Really open up your chest. Ready? And only until you feel settled and stable, start to slide the hand down the shin if that works for you. But keep pressing your pubic bone and tailbone forward, top arm comes up. And again, reach with your fingertips to the ceiling, but pull your shoulder blade down. 3 more breaths, finding stability in this posture. Your gaze is at the tip of your thumb. Unless your neck is sore, you look at your big toe. 1 more deep breath. Top arm over the ear. So here, bring your tailbone and pubic bone forward and feel the traction of your fingers being pulled away from your right hip. Inhale and exhale. Feel that side opening. Good. Releasing. Frame the foot. Exhale. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Straighten that leg. And step back into high plank. Last chaturanga or knees to the ground into cobra. Your choice. Inhale. Exhale. Coming down straight away. Bottom onto the heels. Downward dog. Last 5 breaths. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling for 4. Exhaling for 4. So let's focus on down dog. Bring the chest a little closer to your thighs. Lift the toes. If the heels are down, if the heels aren't down, bend the knees. Bring your chest in. Press strongly into the front of your palms. 1 more deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good work. Left foot forward. Complete this round. Right knee to the ground. Hands to hips. Inhaling and exhaling. So that we twisted on this side. So maybe just step back, left foot. Right foot comes forward. So we twisted on that side. Exhale. Right hand to tailbone. Left hand comes to the outside side. Good. If you can go deeper, lifting up. And bring your elbow to the outside of the thigh. And twisting. Now if you'd like to go deeper, move your left hip forward, left knee forward. Bring the elbow, hook it around, and then bring the fingertips to the ground. Just choosing your twist. Unravel. Fingertips to the ground. Back leg is straight. Exhale. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. And back into the heart space. Exhale. Well done. 3 full rounds. Standing in summer sitting. In stillness. Close the eyes. Activate your fingertips towards the ground. And resting the tip of the tongue at the top palate. And just coming back into yourself, feeling the breath move from the lower belly into the upper chest. Exhale to empty. Gazing at the eyebrow center. Coming into an integration, body, mind, and breath. You did really well, so it's just allowing yourself to really feel contented with what you just did. Feeling how open and strong the body is feeling. Exhale, open the eyes. Good. And coming down to your knees now. So just sitting onto the knees. Just have the eyes closed for a moment. Good. And now coming onto the balls of the feet. Separate your feet. And as we come onto the balls of the feet, we're going into modified Ustrasana. So now we're nice and warm. So you're on the balls of the feet. Your hands are behind you and you're pressing your hips forward. Keep pressing your hips forward, forward, forward. And now have flat feet and just see how that feels. So you want your hips to come forward over your knees. And now see if you can come onto the balls of the feet and bring your left hand onto the heel. Top arm up and over. Keep pressing your hips forward. So we'll do modified first and then the other way. So right hand comes to the heel, left hand comes up. Keep pressing the hips forward, your chin is into your chest. And exhale, both hands down now. Exhale, coming out of this. Bring your bottom back to your heels. Bring your forehead down. Exhale. And coming into baby pose. Feel free to pummel the side of your spine. Releasing tension. And just really, as you impose the child, just start to relax deeply. Inhale, coming up. And coming back into Ustrasana. So choose your option, either balls of the feet or feet flat. This time we'll go into full posture. So if you're on balls of the feet, bring both hands back, feet flat. Also bring both hands back, holding onto the heels. Or if you can have the hands flat onto the feet, go straight ahead. If you prefer one hand up at a time, please feel free to do that. This is your practice, your body, you know what's going on. So continue with 5 breaths with one hand in the air if that's better for you. Or if you can, 5 breaths, just both hands. Now bring the head back. Press your hips forward. Inhaling and exhaling. Stay with it. It's only 5 breaths. Allow yourself to challenge the body. Tell the mind it's okay. If we finish soon, keep breathing. You're getting stronger and more open. Exhale, well done, come out of it. Bend the knees. You might need a moment with your bottom onto the heels just to integrate. Close the eyes. It's a powerful posture. It looks so easy when you see people do this, but the feeling is a combination of elation, feeling so elated after it, but it can be so challenging. We're not used to pressing our hips forward so intensely. So now come into pose of the child. And just rest your palms and arms beside your feet. And keep long, deep breaths into the lower rib cage. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, place the hands. We're just going to come sit onto the bottom, sit across the feet under your legs, under your bottom. And coming into some forward bends. Forward bends are great counter postures after the back bends we've been doing this morning. And the bow pose, and cobra, and up dogs, and camel. Good, so bending your right knee out. Inhale, frame your foot. Exhale, forward fold. Janushirasana, forehead to the knee. So 5 deep breaths. So lift the chest, let's come up and over. So let's come up. So bring a rib cage, belly up and over your thighs. Exhale, and hold the shin, hold the foot, or hold the wrist. Inhaling and exhaling. Just really letting go. So just noticing where you're putting in effort, but not too much effort. So we're not relaxing, isn't collapsing. So we're not relaxing so much that nothing's happening, nothing's changing, nothing's opening, nothing's strengthening. So you want to feel that you're putting in enough effort without putting in too much effort. So just finding that line, it's a fine line. Exhale, let's come into our side opening. So left hand behind you on your left knee, onto the foot, hand to hip this time. Just press your hips forward, forward, forward. Straighten your left arm. Keep pressing your hips forward, even more than you think you can. Then top arm up and over. And feel that traction. Feel like someone's pulling your fingertips away from you. And feeling that connection from your fingertips all the way through to your right hip. Right toe even more. Exhale. It's a fantastic side opening and strengthening posture. Exhale, right foot in. Janushirasana, forehead to the knees. Spring the foot. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Really bring your rib cage over the thigh and then get into your full posture. Exhale. Again, come into that mindset of we're not collapsing here. We're still relaxing, but not collapsing. You need to put some effort. And the effort comes in from lifting up, grounding your sit bones. Right knee moves out. Your left leg is active. And then the mind becomes soft. So you're gazing at the eyebrow center, you're inhaling and exhaling. And you're holding onto the shin, the ankle, or your left hand holds the right wrist. 4 more breaths. Exhale, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, slide the hands along the mat, coming into our side opening, right hand down. Really straighten your right arm. You're coming onto your right knee, and your left foot is flat. Just bring your hand to the hip to start with, just so you really feel the activity on your left leg is active, your right arm is strong. Press your hips up and forward, top arm comes up, and really feel that traction. So your left fingertips are being pulled almost out of your hip, if that's possible. And your left foot is grounded and planted, and you're pressing your hips forward and up, forward and up, forward and up. Forward and up, so you're moving your top arm over. So it's like a back bend as well. Breathing in and breathing out, coming down. All right. Let's bring both legs forward now. Paschimottanasana. Holding longer, so I'll time it. So we'll have 2 minutes. And it'll go quite fast. It sounds a long time, 2 minutes, but it will go fast the time I talk you through it. So hands to hips to start with. Flex your feet. Flex them so much that your heels come off the mat. So your thighs are active. Lower the heels down. Lift your ribcage up and over your thighs. Some people like to do a full sweeping movement. So if you're one of those, feel free to do that. If not, hands to hips, lift the ribcage up and over. Hold the blades of the feet or the ankles. Flat back. Now if your spine isn't flat, bend your knees. Bring your ribcage towards your thighs. Breathing in and breathing out here. And then exhale, forward fold. Close the eyes, gaze at the eyebrow center. And just allow the mind to go inward. And feel the breath, the quality of your breath. Smooth, long, deep inhalations. And smooth, long, deep exhalations. So focus now on the length and the duration of your exhalation. So even more than 4 breaths, just let it all go mentally. Let it go emotionally, physically. Sometimes we get those feelings that surround the heart space and we don't realize they're sort of clogging up the emotional heart. There's an opportunity to just let it go. Just feel like there's a blanket over your body. And it's draping over your body so much so it's giving you permission just to let go. Just softening, releasing, surrendering. So much in that word surrender. So just allow this to be. 1 more minute. And sometimes you can lift the ribcage up and over. As the body starts to soften, you can go a little bit deeper. And again, going further doesn't mean it's better. Just be where you are and be content where you are. And finding stillness in the posture. So you create this steadiness in the mind. I don't think the mind is ever still unless we have very, very extended periods of meditation or mindfulness. But it's that steadiness, that is the difference, having a steady mind. And to do that, to feel grounded in the body, we need to physically activate the body, work the body. In a mindful way though. So we're focusing on our breath. It's the wonder of yoga. We're doing all of these things all at once. Exhale, well done. Coming out of the posture. Let's come into our counter posture. It's a variation of Purvottasana. So bend the knees, feet flat. Fingertips towards your feet. Spread your fingertips wide. You're going to lift your bottom up, 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 up. And bring your chin into your chest. Keep lifting your bottom up so your arms have to work here. So your arms are really strong. Your shoulders are working. It's a really big back body opening. And now bring your head back. But keep pressing your bottom up, 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 up. If your bottom is quite low or sinking, Just bring your chin in, but really, honestly, keep pressing up. Work your thighs, roll your thighs in. Chest up, arms strong, pressing into the heels of the feet. So you work your thighs. Exhale, come down. Beautiful work. Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. I'll come to face you. Just turn off my timer. Okay. So let's start in modified or restorative point butterfly. Heels away from you, so it's like a big diamond. That's it. Lift the shins, thread the arms under, hold the ankles and the toes, lifting the chest up. And here is the traction. So the traction is your sit bones are grounded and down. So there's like the pressing down to the ground and your chest comes forward. And the traction is your sit bones are back and down and chest moves forward. Good. And as you feel this in your hips, start to bring your chin in. Start to press your shins onto your forearms. And now we need to work all three areas I just mentioned. Sit bones down and back, chest forward, shins down. And then bring the forehead down. And now we can just be here. You've put the effort in. Just really allow yourself to be here. Breathing in and out. Soft jaw, soft mouth, soft eyes. Inhale, looking up. You can continue to stay here if you like to work deeper or the traditional posture, Baddha Konasana. Start to move your heels in. If you're here, let's do this together. So hands behind you, you're like spider fingers. You lift your bottom up towards your heels. And you keep lifting your bottom up towards your heels and your hands can support you behind your back. Your arms and your hands can support you. And just stay here and just feel what's going on in the body. If that's way too strong, just come back into diamond or holding onto your feet. Otherwise, just keep working the pelvis towards the heels and the support of your hands and arms. We're going to come forward. Elbows now bending into your thighs. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, forward fold. So you're getting the bend or the reach from your hips. And just be where you are. You'll come to a point where you know that's it. So if that's the point, if that's the point, bring your chest in. Bring your chin in. Close the eyes. And then just allow the head to drop a little without straining the neck. 10 full breaths, inhaling and exhaling. So the focus here now is strong breathing. So inhale fully, so you want your lower rib cage to expand. Exhale slowly. Eyes are soft, eyes are closed and relaxed. Even the corners of the eyes. So the corners of your eyes even releasing, the eyeballs releasing, your jaw releasing. Inhale, tummy up, straight spine. So wherever you can hold, whether it's interlacing your fingers in front of your toes, squeeze your toes together, or hold your ankles. Wherever you are, so you can have straight arms, chin down. 5 deep breaths, creating the stability in the mind, stillness in the body, and the quality of your breath. All of these synergies working together. Smooth, long, deep inhalation as you gaze at the eyebrow center. And smooth, long, deep exhalation. Jaws relaxed, eyes relaxed, tongue is relaxed. Exhale, open the eyes. We're coming to straighten the legs now. Coming into the pointy end of our practice, coming into inversions. So let's get ready for shoulder stand and moving into Halasana with a plow pose. So shoulder stand, let's move together. Or if you're practicing legs up the wall, feel free to move into that now. So Viparita Purani is legs up the wall. Otherwise, shoulder stand. Do your best just to hear me and not move your neck around. Your neck is very vulnerable in this posture. So, feet flat and make sure your spine is long. Arms beside your body and on the ground. Straighten your legs out now. Great. Now lift your legs up to 90 degrees, flex the feet. Stay here for a few breaths. Press your kneecaps back, so you're opening up the back of the legs. Inhale, lift your bottom up. And place the hands onto the spine. So you can be in half shoulder stand here, where your spine isn't exactly 90 degrees, it's more 45 degrees. And then start to move into shoulder stand. So we're here for 12 long, deep breaths. So 12 breaths of inhaling for 4, exhaling for 4 is about 1 minute. So stay with me, gazing at your navel, or close the eyes. Come into Ujjayi breathing. So you hear as you breathe in, you hear the sound of the breath at the back of the throat. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Another 6 breaths. I'm only doing a 3/4 shoulder stand today, just so you know there's options, but you don't have to go into a full, like straight shoulder stand all the time to get the benefits. This is requiring a lot of effort, and sometimes we're quite tired or fatigued, and there's options that we're still putting effort, but just enough effort that's enough for you today. But just being really honest with yourself. If you know you can work a little more, make use of that energy. Otherwise, I think we just get into complacent habits. And we just think, oh, that'll do. I'm working, that's enough. If you've got the juice, you've got the energy in the body, really work into the full posture and then relax into the fullness of that posture. So just knowing the difference when you've sort of been too complacent and feeling a bit, oh, that'll do. That's the point where I feel you need to work a little more, just to break some habits. Exhale now, come out of this. Coming into Halasana. So we'll work Halasana by lifting your hips up. So definitely get the height in your hips. And bend one knee towards your ear, so much so that knee can maybe reach the ground. And the straight leg is the ball of the foot can reach the ground. And switch sides. So the bent knee is now a straight leg, and the straight leg is now a bent knee. Keep lifting your hips up and over. If you can have both legs straight, please straighten your legs. Full posture Halasana. I love this posture. This is amazing for opening up your back body. It's almost like the reverse of, well, it is really. It's the reverse of Paschimottanasana, straight legs when you're sitting on your body. 4 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Let's now come out of it. Let's work our back to the ground and our thighs as close to the chest and face as possible. Let's have our legs as we began, 90 degrees. Straighten your legs, press your kneecaps back, spine is straight, and then you can either bend the knees or coming down with straight legs. Just be connected with your core, protect your lower back by drawing your pubic bone and tailbone in. Exhale. Good. Coming straight up into fish pose, Virabhadrasana. Inhale. So in fish pose, bring your elbows in, your toes to the ceiling. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, bring your crown to the ground. It doesn't necessarily have to touch. It's the opposite direction. That's what we're looking for. Just allow the head to go all the way back. Maybe it will touch. Good. And maybe try a little bit stronger variation. One leg up. Arms up. Keep the arms up. So you come onto the crown maybe. And legs up. Or one leg up, the other leg. Exhale. If that's not working, just keep the hands there, keep the hands onto the thighs. Exhale, lift the crown, laying flat. Let's come into Supta. So Supta is laying on your back, Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. Just for a few breaths. So laying in restoration. So good to just integrate. One hand onto your belly, one hand onto the lower diaphragm. Just move your head from side to side. Long, deep breaths into the lower rib cage. Exhale and empty. Just bring the head back to neutral, close the eyes. Here, if I can, start to point out is, well, mine's a little quieter, a little softer. Let's start to notice as you inhale, at the end of the inhalation there's a pause. And at the end of the exhalation there's a pause. Just wanted to share this with you this morning. That's the glimpse of meditation. So inhaling. There's a pause at the end of the inhalation. Allow the mind to drop into that pause. Sometimes easier at the end of the exhalation. Exhale, empty. So you empty out completely. And just let the mind go into the pause. Just noticing that pause. Bring the knees together. And bring the knees into the chest. Squeeze the knees in. And roll them from side to side. We'll come into a spinal twist. So this time in spinal twist, I'll talk you through it. So have your feet mat width apart. So meaning your little toe is touching the edge of your mat. Both knees will go to the same side. So have the hands out and both knees drop to your left. Yes. And look to the opposite side. So your chin goes to the right. If that feels okay, pick up your left foot and place it on top of your right knee. And it's that traction point. So your left foot presses down onto the top right knee, so much so you can feel that your lower back is open. You can feel quite strong, so just take it easy. And just being comfortable being here, allowing the body to gently release. And opposite side now. So realign your feet, don't go straight into it, just make sure your little toes onto the outside edge of the mat. And then both knees to the right, looking to your left. Just have to move a little. Pick picking up your right foot and place it on top of your left knee. And again, that right foot presses down on the knee. And just tune into what's happening on this side of your body. Does it feel more contracted or lighter, or are you feeling like it's opening easier than the other side? And just be with what is going on in the body. Breathe into it and feel the sensation. Exhale and roll. Good. And inhale. Just realign your body. Just have your feet flat. And we'll just lift the hips up. We're not going into bridge. We're just lifting the hips up. Just have a little back opening. Tuck the tailbone, pubic bone, release. Bring the knees back in and rocking from side to side. And let's prepare for Shavasana. Final relaxation. So we'll be here for a good 5 minutes. I'll mind the time. You'll hear the Tibetan bells to come out of it. So making sure you're really warm. So placing any socks, blankets, covering your eyes. I'm just going to grab my socks myself. It's a bit fresh here this morning. So settling down into this beautiful practice of Shavasana. As I said, I'm minding the time. And you just relax, come back to your breath. This is like a bit of gold at the end, the gift to integrate completely. To start to deepen and lengthen your inhalation. And deepen and lengthen your exhalation. Perhaps even stretching your jaw. Take a big yawn. And letting it all go now. This is where you can collapse. I talked about that today. I think about relaxing isn't collapsing. But your body actually can collapse now, but your mind is still going to be a little bit active. So it's conscious relaxation. To let the whole weight of your body release. It's almost like you can just melt like an ice block into the mat or an ice cream. We actually see the physical form or shape just releasing. So just start to feel the muscles in your body, the bones, the ligaments, the tendons, the skin, the whole of your body. Just release completely. And as you breathe smoothly, deeply into the lower ribcage, mentally letting go. And this will release your nervous system. Learning to release and let go is so important. Letting go of all that fight and flight, that's sort of the alertness of being on all the time, just learning to turn off the mind and turn off the nervous system. Allowing your mind to go deeper and deeper within. And just slowly now, starting to deepen and lengthen your in-breath. And deepening and lengthening your out-breath. Take a long stretch overhead, wiggling your fingers and toes. Feeling free to roll onto your right side. Just staying there for a few minutes on your right side. And just contemplating how you feel now compared to the beginning of your practice, how the mind is. My intention is always that you feel, and you can walk away feeling a little lighter in the body, and calmer, and have more clarity in your mind. That was my intention this morning. Hoping that's emanated through to you all. And coming into a comfortable seat. We can sit for 2 minutes together. It's a beautiful practice if we can just sit together and sit with yourself as I mind the time for 2 minutes. Just breathing in and breathing out. So just set yourself up, ground with your sit bones, long straight spine. Shoulders draw down, front body soft, closing the eyes, gazing at the eyebrow center. Eyes are soft, mouth is soft. The tip of the tongue is resting between the front top teeth of the front palate. And there's a softness in the face, but a strength in the back body, the spine. And you're grounded through your sit bones. So your sit bones become your anchor to the earth. So you're not sort of floating up into the higher atmosphere. You're still here in this physical body, feeling grounded, but lightness in your mind. It's a beautiful feeling that you feel really much a part of this earth. But there's a lightness in the mind, the anxieties, the worries, the overwhelms, the intensity in the mind is softer or even gone. And I'm just breathing in and breathing out as we gaze at the eyebrow center. Bring your awareness back to your breath. If you'd like to join with me in the Mangala mantra, bring the hands to the heart space, bow the mind towards the heart. It's a call and response. I say the first line and repeating after me, and at the end we'll do Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti all together. Inhaling. Swasti Prachabhyaha Pali Pali Yantam Mayana Mayana Mahim Mahishaha Guru Brahmanecyaha Shuramastu Nityam Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. All together. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much. May you have a beautiful